And Sneaky's actually the first person I want to talk about because he went off in that game.
So it was very clear the two strategies from the two teams in the opening. Meteos was camping Dyrus, as usual, versus TSM, and Santorin trying to keep down Sneaky. There's a reason that we say every single split, Sneaky is this consistent performer for Cloud9. He's the backbone of this team. We saw it here. They threw everything at Sneaky. And the dodges, he barely got out so many times. They took all of that pressure. And as he said, he did it all with an Avarice blade, staying even in CS. It was actually ridiculous to watch.
Yeah, and then on the flip side of that, the pressure wasn't sticking there. He was diffusing it. And then they were applying it to Dyrus on the bottom side, and that was sticking. They killed him. They got the turret, and that was the lead that perpetuated Cloud9 into the mid game and gave them that 5K gold lead. That was really, really well played because that's all Sneaky at that point.
Right, so let's talk about that lead that they secured because, as you mentioned, both teams decided to throw pressure on the opposite sides of the map. We had TSM pressuring the top side, which was the bottom lanes, and C9 pressuring the bottom side, which was the top laners. But C9 came out ahead going into the mid game.
They were so good. They took advantage of a small opening that TSM gave them. When TSM also threw Bjergsen up top, they committed 4 members to one side of the map. And Cloud9, off of the back of that single move, not only did they push down bottom turret, they rotated over, got mid turret, and they were able to set up wards in the blue buff jungle of TSM for the ensuing dragon fight, which is where they got their big pick onto Lustboy, and they started snowballing.
Right, yeah. So
I mean, the vision that they laid down in preparation for their next step after they had just taken the outer turrets, they don't even give you a second to try and get your vision back. Lustboy constantly was having to face check things, as we saw even later into the game, and he constantly died for it.
Yeah, and another thing on top of that is even when Hai got killed in the mid lane off of the Bjergsen rupture, TSM did not put themselves in the Baron at all, and it was completely blank. Cloud9 was like, we have complete vision control of this area. We're going to go do a sneaky Baron. Santorin, though, with the hero play, almost hero, almost complete hero of the game. But the fact that they were able to get in there completely undetected, and then it was TSM being like, oh, we know Cloud9. They're going to try a Baron now because they've done it the last 4 or 5 games in a row. That's something that I think TSM needs to work on their vision control when they kill somebody, because that's still an objective all on its own.
The thing about that one rushing in is they have Rek'Sai on the team, and Rek'Sai is one of the best at checking brush with Prey Seeker, and the range was almost there. So I feel like that one was a bit of a shaky decision.
Yeah, well, Santorin gets him back into the game with the first Baron steal, right? They basically equalized the gold. Now, the big thing is, though, the second Baron setup by Cloud9 was very smart in that they had already proven to TSM they were willing to start a Baron, and they're willing to fight around it. So instead, knowing that there's a lack of vision on the side of TSM, they set up their vision, stand in the brush. And as you said, yes, there's the possibility of Prey Seeker checking those bushes before they go running.
The range, I can see the range indicator. Now, he might have just used it on the mid lane brush, so he may have just used it to check that one because there's multiple ones.
Well, we have the replay, so let's pull it up and let's find out. As I know you want to
talk about. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Well, they swept it. They put a pink ward in there, and then they continue to just push through, but they're just camping this bush. They have no vision control there, and that's the big thing for TSM is they put all their wards on the bottom side of the map. All the Rek'Sai tunnels are on the bottom side of the map towards the dragon. So as we start rolling through this clip, you're going to see the dive coming out here. They immediately go after Lustboy just because he's the one in the front. Santorin actually just walks up and tries to be a big help, but Wild Turtle, after the previous fight, they're like, Wild Turtle has to be the focus. They clear the pink ward, and here's the thing, TSM doesn't, they know, because they got a ward in that pixel brush, that they didn't retreat. So Wild Turtle gets split off from the team, and his positioning here is what causes this team fight to go Cloud9's way. He is completely out of position. He went for CS in the mid lane. He tried to walk up and get 2 CS, and it cost him because he got split from the team.
Yeah, fantastic capitalization there by Cloud9 after the initial pick on Leona, resetting, right? Not rushing through and trying to take the fight through the Kennen ult. They waited until Wild Turtle missed position to follow up on that. And that's kind of what the last thing I want to touch on is that TSM started to look really shaky and break down there at the end of the game.
Well, if you just ended on that one too, that was a really poor positioning choice from Turtle, but also the thing you're referring to is the last fight. They decided to start this fight, Bjergsen walking up when they didn't have Dyrus there. Yeah. That was a 4-man engage from TSM while they're behind. The teleport channel is a lifetime When you're this late in the game, you can't afford to wait for the Kennen to teleport in. One thing though, you're running right by.
Sorry.
Speed, I wanted to also touch on one more thing on Sneaky. I've been singing his praises for like 2 years. He never missed position like Turtle did, and he was on brown boots, level 1 boots, the entire game up till 38 minutes. He was still on level 1 boots doing this because Cloud9 formed their team composition where they have all this CC. It's all targeted CC. It's point and click. There's no missing any of these. They've got Lissandra, Vi. All you have to do is click on the target that you want. And so Sneaky had this really forward-moving front line that was very easy for him to get behind.
I have to say the other thing that I liked about Cloud9's composition is that they created a 3-threat comp by putting Meteos onto Vi and also having him build damage. They have the Lissandra, Lucian, and Vi. 3 threats, right? But on top of that, they have percent damage coming out of Vi, and even their tank in Maokai, recognizing Cho'Gath is going to get massive. On top of Rek'Sai, Leona are also both going to get pretty tanky. So they have the ability, yes, to have that forward-moving front line, but it's a threatening one.
Yes, it is. And as you know, big fan of Vi. Her greatest strengths, they tried to nerf her. Her greatest strengths have always been in the late game, though, and the damage that she does. She's a tank buster inherently because of her W. Yeah. So I'm happy to see Meteos really embracing her and building damage this time, because the game that we saw just before when he was on Nunu, that was one of the things that Cloud9 really lacked. They need 3 damage sources.
Well, they also need somebody who applies that early pressure, because the Nunu was just not working out for him. He's running around lanes, maxing Snowball, trying to get in, but it wasn't working out for him.
All right, well, there you have it. A sweet win by Cloud9, setting up a possible 2nd seed going into the playoffs. TSM, though, they're going to need to kind of figure things out. Bjergsen actually tweeted out, well played by Cloud9. A lot to learn from this game. GG, well played, Cloud9. So implying they have some stuff they got to figure out before they move into playoffs. We do have to take a quick break while the teams prepare for our next match, Dignitas versus Team Liquid. Don't go anywhere.
These mechanics are out of this world.
He did not really shoot you. That's what
No,
got
he
me.
didn't. You know Def can consistently dodge the Lucian Q?
Ooh, Def is your god.
Wow.
Oh, no way! He just dodged everything! He can actually stay alive here! The Ignite's ticking, but so is his potion! Sneaky stays alive!
I'm coming.
They look for the
I get
steal.
all at the same time. I get all at the same time. I got it.
Nice. I flashed it. Coming to us. Just run. Good job.
Turtle's going huge as he puts on the shell here with the help of Santorin. Tries to get the true get and quick draw away from the fight, and it will be enough. That's a triple. He gets locked down. Bjergsen's going to get hit here. He still has a bit of resistances, so it takes them a little bit. Dyrus, can he even get the ult off? It's going to be Cloud9 taking down Team Solo Mix.